Kia ora Canterbury and welcome to Canterbury Live on Tuesday, the 7th of October. I hope you've had a wonderful day. The weather's been quite balmy, hasn't it? And the children, I hope, have had a great school holiday as well. Well, coming up is a Canterbury Home Show, and if you are a new homeowner or maybe you're renovating, then this could definitely be the show that you should get to, and we're happy enough to give you away some passes. So all you need to do is call through to Marianne on 03 3777 033 or go to our Facebook page, make sure you like us and leave your details to go into the drawer. Well, today we are catching up with the City Mission and we're talking about a brown paper bag, and you wouldn't think you could talk much about a brown paper bag, so hopefully we've got more to fill it with today. And also we meet a beautiful little angel, Ruby Rose, with Heart Kids Canterbury, and we find out about the Ice Stopper Challenge. I'm sure you've heard about it or seen it. It's been quite popular with the old celebrities and so forth. But first up, it's so lovely because it's catching up with an old friend. We used to work together many moons ago, but he's been busy jetting around the world. It is wonderful Canterbury chef, or world-renowned chef now. It's Tony Smith. Welcome, Tony.
How are you? Good to catch up after all this time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Going, talking about it, but tell us, before we get into the book, because you've just got some gorgeous book. I mean, it really is something for Christmas. River Rules My Kitchen. I think it's just gorgeous. You've just got back, though, to Canterbury from opening a hotel in India.
In India, in Delhi, in a place called Greater Noida, which is quite a new sort of a subdivision or a new industrial area with a lot of things happening up there. So very different than New Zealand. Very different New Zealand. But
you've definitely captured New Zealand within your book.
Well, I hope so. I was well into this book before I left. In fact, you know, I had all the main part of the book done, and then just as I was about to go, HarperCollins gave me a call and said, "We'd love to run with this," and I said, "I'm off to India for a couple of years." So it was sort of put on hold for a wee while. But I worked away at it in India, and I had a son in Wellington who did quite a bit of testing for me if I needed a recipe test, because the ingredients are quite different. Yeah. In India they are. But
what I've found of the book though, the recipes, apart from being a beautiful book, the recipes are quite easy to follow.
Yeah.
For everyday chef.
I'm glad you've recognised it, because it was always the intent. All the recipes I've cooked at home, they're not recipes I've done at the hotel or in a restaurant or any situation like that. Although we will be cooking some in a restaurant situation with a book launch at the casino on the 15th, Wednesday week. So,
Okay, so you're having a book launch on the 15th October, and we can buy tickets to go along.
Yes,
can we, Tony?
I think there's a lot of interest actually, which I'm feeling pretty good about. So,
well, I think
it's a reunion actually.
Yeah, well, that's right, and you're a hell of a nice guy if anyone's met you. So that's probably just supporting you and this wonderful book. But
thank you.
But you've always been attached though to the water, haven't you?
Yes,
to the river.
Yes.
So how did you encompass that into the book?
Well, I think most of us are. I think most of us in New Zealand have grown up near a river, or if we've grown up, you know, with picnics by the river. And I've always lived in river towns. You know, I grew up in. I was born in Dunedin, but shortly after I was born, we moved to Alexandra. So we had to Clutha River, just the Manahira Kiwi River, which is a fantastic picnic spot. Then later we moved to Gore for a couple of years. Clutha ran through there, and then up to Temuka, South Canterbury, where I stayed right through high school. And of course there's the Opahī, the Temuka, the Kakahu, the Waihi.
Great trout country.
Great trout country. Not as good as it used to be, unfortunately.
Okay.
You know, like a lot of places in New Zealand now, there's a lot of, the concern about what's in the water and what's going into the water, so there's some major concerns here.
Yeah, it definitely is. So what do you think is the benefits of us actually, I mean, you've got the water is flowing through this book. What do you think the benefits of actually us out and getting this natural produce that we've got?
Yeah, well, I think that every book needs a theme. So my theme was to connect with the river, so you can... you don't have to go out and hunt yourself. A lot of these products you can buy now. You can't buy a trout, and you can't buy a duck. But apart from that, most, you can buy a hare fillet, and the salmon obviously is a very popular and healthy item. And premium game up and there's a couple of game companies involved in New Zealand. They supply good food shops throughout the country now with really good really good game products. And you've got local eels, mallards, mere, etc., etc. So lots of product there to sort of connect.
Yeah. You know the word wild,
yes.
When you use that with meat, like you can say organic or whatever, but wild, when you say wild venison, is it as simple as that? It is caught in the wild? How does it work?
Look, it gets blurred a wee bit.
A lot of marketing with it, you see.
Well, it does, and it can be blurred a wee bit when people talk about duck. You know, they think about a farm-raised duck generally, rather than a wild duck that's, you know, that's hunted from May, June, July period. But I think you can fairly say if you buy a quail, you can call it wild. It's sort of a wild game bird, so I think it's okay to call that wild. But it does blur at the edges a wee bit. But the salmon, for example, whilst they're farm raised, they're essentially in the wild. You know, they're normally raised in tidal areas. Not quite the same as a wild one, but gee, in New Zealand they're superb. I think I've used some salmon overseas, and I've never seen anything that compares to New Zealand salmon.
You're pretty lucky. We drove past Mount Cook salmon there, and I was thinking, we're very, very sport in New Zealand, aren't we? So after A River Rules My Kitchen, I mean, it's a great present, I think, for Christmas. I think it's a wonderful gift and a keeper, really. But are you going to flow on to something else? We go to the mountain instead? The mountain rules my kitchen?
Well, we sort of start at the foothills of the mountains, you know, so it starts in that area, you know, the tar, the chamois, the honeys, you know, the wild honeys, the beach honey, which comes from high up, the rata honey. They're great New Zealand products, and you really appreciate it when you're out of the country for a couple of years. So if anything, I've sort of grown fonder of all these items that you can go and find. So
what's next for you then, Tony? You're back.
Well,
Melbourne, India.
Good
old Christchurch.
Good old Christchurch, and I'll tell you, it is good old Christchurch. It's just great to be back in our home. We've got a few wee bits and pieces to touch up, but we're one of the luckier ones, and I'm just into the garden, planting stuff.
I was going to ask you, do you have your own veggie garden?
Yes. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah,
so
it's not a huge veggie garden, but
right.
I actually grow a lot of. You know, I grow anything that I can. You know, I've got a wee bit of saffron growing there, bay trees, thyme, you know, all those things, wild strawberries. You know, I love the more unusual things. Kaffir lime, I think, is a necessary item to have in a kitchen nowadays. That Asian.
Yeah.
They don't like the frost too much, but you just got to treat them like pot plants in the winter. So
do you have them in a tunnel house? Do you have to keep them quite protected?
No, I haven't quite got the room for the tunnel house, but I tend to just bring them in as pot plant in the winter. They're not too big; they're about so big. Make a great pot plant in the winter. No problem. I haven't looked right through the book, but slow cooking, that's something that's become quite vogue, hasn't it? Yes, it has. And there's, you know, so perfect for game. You know, when someone gives you a piece of venison, you've got no idea what to do with it. Slow cook, you can't beat it. You know, you pop that in there for 4 or 5 hours, go to work, or even longer than that, go home after 7 hours, and it'll be fine. Put it on low, put some vegetables, a bay leaf and an onion, a carrot or two, and it'll be magnificent.
Okay, putting on the spot now. I've got a steak. I'm going to cook it. Do you oil the meat or the pan? How do we do it?
Well, look,
it's a tough question, isn't it?
Whatever you say, you know, you're going to have someone say, "Oh, you don't do that." Nowadays, some people that don't like too much fat will just spray the pan with these new canola oils and things. I'd tend to brush it with a wee bit of olive oil. Depends
on the pan?
Yeah, but you don't need much. You don't need any oil really. If you've got a good solid old-fashioned steel pan, which I prefer to use because I like the weight of those old steel pans. But if you've got a modern, you know, Teflon coated pan, then you don't need any oil at all. There'll be enough oil comes out of the meat.
Thanks, Tony. Put you on the spot there tonight. And we have one of your beautiful books, A River Rules My Kitchen, to give away. So make sure you call through to Marianne. Good seeing you, my friend. I look forward to seeing what you get up to in Christchurch.
Yeah, well, maybe we can come and cook something sometime.
Sounds good. Hear that? Okay, stay with us after the break. We meet Ruby Rose.
With all the latest innovations in the world of technology, Shift has everything you need to stay informed and in the know. Shift, 2:15 on Monday, right here on CTV.
Come on down to Ferrymead Golf. Care for a game of paintball? How about some swings on the old driving range? Or on our par 3 9-hole golf course? Test your skills on the mini golf course or have a go at the airgun shooting range. Then relax at the Wow Cafe with one of our super succulent Wow Burgers. Whether you want to perfect your swing or are looking for a fun family day out, come down to Ferrymead Golf, 50 Ferrymead Park Drive, right next to the Ferrymead Heritage Park.
Just 7 minutes north of Christchurch, Silverstream is a unique residential community carefully planned and developed within a rich natural environment. A family home or terraced villas, Silverstream offers a wide range of living options for every stage of life. The show homes are open. You can select your section, design your home and choose your builder. Purchase the house and land package or the terraced villa for streamside living. Silverstream, a community for everyone. It's closer than you think.
Welcome to Caltex Redwood. We're a family-owned business proudly supporting our local community. We're open 24/7 for fuel and shop goods, and we have an amazing team of people ready to help you. Save at least 6 cents per litre using AA Smart Fuel cards. We also offer great value on our LPG bottle fills. We have a full workshop and Bridgestone Tyre Centre. Our mechanics and tyre technicians will get your car sorted. Caltex Redwood. We're just down from St Bede's on Main North Road. Caltex Redwood. What drives you?
Europe in concert. A new, fantastic international artist performing every week. Saturday evening at 7 p.m, right here on CTV.
Well, I did promise you a little honey, and here she is. No, that's her mum, that's Lisa. Bonani is beautiful Ruby Rose and the lovely Peter Edge, committee member for... And now are you a committee member for Heart Stop Challenge or actually for Heart Kids Canterbury?
So I'm a committee member for we're called Heart Kids Canterbury and Heart Kids New Zealand. We've had a name change just recently, which we're very happy about. So I'm a heart father, if you like, and a committee member for the Heart Kids Canterbury.
How fantastic. Well, I think it's been a lot of it's in the news about this whole Ice Stopper Challenge. I mean, it's gone a bit viral, hasn't it? You've got celebrities that are getting on board and so forth, but let's bring it to home and talk about the challenge here in Christchurch.
Okay, so firstly, let's just clarify the Ice Challenge, the Heart Stopper Challenge for us, and a lot of people, as soon as they think of the Ice Challenge today, they think of the YouTube clips of people getting a bucket of ice poured over them. So what we'd like to point out is that that's not the original Ice Challenge. That's an import from the States. Our challenge is that you come down to us with a team, you sit in a swimming pool full of iced water, it's down to about 5 degrees, and sit there for 5 minutes, and that's the challenge. So if you think about that, it's a lot harder than getting a bucket of ice tipped over.
It is a lot, isn't it? Especially, do you notice it's balmy days when these people are doing it over their heads as well? Crikey. Lisa, with beautiful Ruby Rose, tell us about your story.
So Ruby was born with a heart defect, and she had surgery when she was about 5 months old, and we had Heart Kids Canterbury support us right from the word go when we first found out that it was heart, and they supported us financially and emotionally, so they were there for us right through it, which was a huge help. We wouldn't have got through without them.
That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, and does Ruby Rose have any siblings at all?
Yeah, she's got an older sister who was able to come up thanks to Heart Kids. They financially enabled us to get her to Auckland with us, which made it a lot easier for us to get through everything we went through with our family.
Yeah, and it's important, isn't it, to look after the siblings and the family as well, isn't it? Because they're going on the journey as well, aren't they?
Absolutely, and to hear that, you know, for us that's job done, because you know, you can imagine in newborn baby, and all of a sudden heart surgery in Auckland. So as far as the committee is concerned, being heart parents, you know, we're able to provide that support much easier, and it affects a lot of people. You know, the whole extended family. It affects the workplace, you know, income. So it's really important that we can get everybody to the Heart Stopper and make lots of money. We spend about $6,500 a year with this sort of support. So.
It's a lot of understanding. Now, you've got some high-profile people coming along, though, haven't you?
We do. I have to just refer to my sheet here. We've got a couple of gold medalists from London, sailors. That's Joe Alley and Polly Powery, so they'll be with us. Bit of high profile, so come down and meet the girls. I'll have their gold medals there, so if you've never seen an Olympic gold medal, now's the time.
Well, speaking of gold medals, that's definitely what you've got on your knee just there with Ruby Rose. How is she handling things? How is she dealing with it?
She's wonderful now. Yeah, everything seems to be going really well for her, and we just hope it continues like that. And with the support from Heart Kids as well, we'll get through it.
Oh yeah, she's just an absolute delight.
She is.
So what's the next step for Ruby Rose?
There is possibly another chance for another surgery, but we're hoping that we don't need to go down that track again, and that with her growing and gaining weight, she'll just get better as she gets older.
This is what it's all about, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's why we're fundraising on Friday with a Heart Stopper Challenge to help babies just like Ruby.
Well, let's talk about that. So, Peter, it's Friday the 10th of October, so this Friday at the Oxford Baptist Church, and that's on the corner of Madras Street and Oxford Terrace?
Yes, it is, yep.
At midday?
Midday, yep.
So how can we get on board and support the cause?
Okay, it's still not too late, excuse me, to put a team together. So heartstopper.org.nz or get in touch with us, with Heart Kids Canterbury. So we'll have 20 teams there on the day. We used to hold this event in the square, and it was very big. And of course, everything that's happened in Christchurch, this is our second year on the green at the Oxford at the church. So it's bigger and better this year. It might be our new home for a while, but 12 o'clock till about 1:45. Even if you just come to watch this year, but if you can get a team together. Even if you're there to watch, just make the event, a bigger crowd. You'll enjoy it. There's watching people freeze in ice water swimming pools is actually a lot of fun.
Wonderful. Hey Lisa, all the best to you and your family and to beautiful Ruby Rose. Thank you for bringing her along, and she's been an absolute joy having you, darling. And all the best to you and the committee for the event. I'm sure it'll be a great success, and just to go along to your website and find out more information.
Absolutely.
Not hard, is it?
Not too hard.
Midday at the Oxford Baptist Church. Stay with us after the break from one fantastic organisation to another, the Christchurch City Mission.
Be immersed in the unique cultural highlights Germany has to offer every Tuesday night with Discover Germany. Tuesday at 7 p.m, right here on CTV.
Undergone home renovations? Looking for that special something to complete a room? Look no further than the Hitching Post. Their extensive range ensures you can find that special something. From plasma cut metalwork to candles, artwork, weather vanes, or even a customised gate. So come on down to the Hitching Post, 722 Marshland Road. Our new companion package is a personalised service for those that need extra help and support. A cost-effective solution for someone who needs more than just a taxi driver. Our drivers are handpicked from our experienced team and specialise in providing the right support and companionship. Home safe every time with Blue Star Taxis.
Avoid the monkeys when it comes to relocating. Trust A1 Movers, a family business since 1993 that guarantees a professional job every time. We carefully handle and wrap your valued items, ensuring they have a safe journey. Secure storage and insurance options are also available.
A1 Movers, the careful, caring moving company. Oi!
The Tiki Tour Ride. Kia ora!
Hey, my name's Victoria.
And my name is Nana. Climb aboard the Tiki Tour bus and join in on all the fun.
Every Saturday at 8 here on CTV.
Ka kite.
Enjoy the show.
Well, does it look better with a paper bag on my head? Don't answer that, Gray. Don't answer that at all. I am here. Very cool. I'm sure we've seen the brown paper bag, and there's been a lot of promotion and marketing around it. But Gray, let's break it down for a. There we are. It's going to stay. Oh, it's going to behave. For the folks at home, what is the brown paper bag campaign?
Well, this is the fifth year that the Christchurch City Mission has had the brown paper bag, and it's our big appeal for our food bank in Christchurch. That at the moment we're seeing up to 30 people a day for food parcels, and in Christmas, the 2 months just before Christmas in November, December, we see up to 50 to 60 people a day for food parcels because there's a huge increased demand. last year we gave out 28,000 food parcels to people in Christchurch. So it's a big demand. We don't get any government funding for our food bank, and we rely on donations to provide those food parcels to the needy in the community. So we send out the brown bags appeals in the paper. 62,000 went out in the Christchurch Press, and last year we got 8,500 bags, full bags back of food, and we hope to break the 10,000 mark this year. So
doesn't it just show the spirit of Canterbury, really, doesn't it?
Yes, it's wonderful. Yeah. And it's actually goes all over Christchurch, all over the South Island, and so the other places in the South Island actually support Christchurch as well, the Christchurch Food Bank. So it's wonderful.
Okay, let's kill some stereotypes. Great. Who are coming in to actually get these this assistance then, when you talk about 30 families?
Actually, after the earthquakes, the demographics of the clients coming into the City Mission has changed significantly. We still see the real extremes of poverty, addiction issues and mental health issues, but we're seeing now what we call the working poor. And these are people that are still paying mortgages on red sticker homes, paying crazy rents for rental accommodation, no money in the bank before the earthquake, so never thought in a million years that they would need to queue and line up for the City Mission because they've been independent all their lives, and now queuing up and coming in for seeking assistance from the City Mission and for food parcels. So the actual need for food parcels has actually doubled since the earthquakes. So we're really in desperate need for more food to provide that, to meet that need in Christchurch.
And a humbling act for someone to come along and ask for help, isn't it?
They have been independent all their lives. They have to swallow their pride. It takes a lot of courage to queue up, and they might class it as begging, as asking for a handout of food. But we've seen a lot of people in desperate circumstances. We've seen a lot of homeless in Christchurch. It's still 3.5 years after the earthquakes. We're still seeing a lot of people. I've just today I've heard of 18 people living in a 3-bedroom, 1 toilet, 1 bathroom, just to make ends meet. And I know of families living in cars still. So there's still a lot of people in desperate need in Christchurch, which the City Mission supports and provides assistance for.
What is the main social issues that you are finding that are affecting, obviously, the numbers coming through the City Mission?
The biggest by far would be accommodation, just the lack of affordable accommodation out there. We've got people living in garages, caravans, tents. I know of a couple living in a shipping container, people living in cars and vans. There is still a need for suitable accommodation. The other big issue is the mental health issues. There's still a lot of people out there with anxiety issues and depression, and a lot of frustration that things have not progressed as fast as they thought they should.
Yeah, well, a small gesture, but a big one, to better fill one of these paper bags. Now, you mentioned that, are they coming out with the press?
They came out with the press on Monday.
On Monday.
So everyone,
yesterday?
Yesterday. If they need any more, they can collect more from the City Mission. We've got wonderful support from New World supermarkets. So if they fill them up with non-perishable food, they can drop them off at the New World supermarkets.
So New World is a supporter then? So a full bag you can take along to New World, or directly to the City Mission? Directly to the City Mission at 276 Hereford Street. How wonderful. Then after that, I'm just answering the questions people will be asking. How is it distributed after that? What happens to the bag? Well, we have our food bank, and that provides, as I said, up to 30 food parcels a day, seeing clients. But all our services at the City Mission, our night shelters, our drug and alcohol counselling services, all provide food. It's really food's the hook that gets people in the door. When you've got very marginalised and vulnerable people, putting on a free lunch gets them in. Then we work over a period, it can take sometimes days, weeks or months, to build up that sort of rapport with people, and then we provide social work support and counselling on that time. So we use food constantly, and our big project is our Christmas lunch coming this year, and we provided a big Christmas lunch for 800 people last year, so I think that need will still be the same again this year. So really food is the pivotal thing at the City Mission that we provide. Well, food in any home, isn't it? Isn't it a central focal point for any home? We all know we gravitate to the kitchen, don't we? So why wouldn't food be also a hand of help for anyone? Yes. So thank you so much for coming in to us, and remember the paper bags, we can just contact the City Mission, but drop them off to New World, and then it'll be distributed to those needing families. And don't forget, Christmas is coming around, so if you do have resources, produce that you may like to extend to the City Mission, they'd be happy to take your call. Many thanks.
Thank you
Take
very
care.
much.
Thank you so much for doing to me. Great feel-good show, wasn't it? It was quite nice. Up now we have St Bede's. It's about the return journey back there for Canteen. But tomorrow we catch up with Rangiora Vet. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.
Absolutely hammered, eh? It's been a real long 5 days, I'll tell you that, but yeah, well, a few hills, real long straights of road, seem to never end, I guess, but yeah, getting back to the base camps and stuff, everyone's just, all the families around the place, you know, just treating us with, I don't know, they just give us so much and we just can't really thank them enough. Goal was to raise over $160,000, which is what we made in 2012.
I ran 120. Yeah, it's tough, but yeah, it's not as bad as living in Kansas.
Amazing, like, honestly, it's the most, I don't know, inspirational thing you can ever do. Just be able to help people our age, especially just suffering through something that's unimaginable for me, obviously. But just being able to help out really means a lot, I guess, yeah.
Fun but hard at the same time, but that's what you expect, and it's really awesome to help such a good charity, and we're doing such a big way. So we're doing it some other time as well.
It's really hard for them. They do struggle, and that's part of the experience though, because no matter how hard it is for them, it's not as hard as living with cancer.